and welcome, Joy Friends, to my Joyful Creations studio. My name is Cynthia with Cynthia's Joyful Creations, and I am excited to show you another Salena Baca book that I have found. This is the last of the Salena Baca books that I have at the current moment. I'm not looking at actually purchasing any more. I have quite enough to keep me busy with all of these, but I hope that you have enjoyed the videos that I have sent out over the last couple weeks of the first two. This is actually a new release, this book that I'm about to show you. Salena just released this book in February of this year, 2022, and it's called Crochet Tops, 26 Simple Patterns for First-Time Sweaters, Shrugs, Ponchos, and More. And I'm just going to show you, it's just a little bit of tidbit information, but I keep my books and my written patterns stored in these really sturdy, cute sleeves. I got this from the dollar store. No affiliation with the dollar store. You know, I'm not doing a really big shout out for them. I'm just telling you what I keep my books in and where I found it. Okay, so if you're ready, let's jump into this book. All right. And she says, simple shapes, a beginner's paradise. Squares and rectangles are a breeze to work up, and these are perfect shapes to help introduce you to gauge, tension, size, and your next favorite top. Each of these designs are worked in just 1, 2, or 3 pieces using very simple stitch variations and row repeats. The first one we're going to look at is the Woodbury Poncho, and this is it right here. And it says this design is just one long panel sewn together on one side, leaving a head opening, of course. You'll use chain, single, and triple crochet stitches to make this open work fabric. And there are the stitches up close. The next one is the Cascade Shrug, and that's a picture of it right there. And it says, this design is worked in one piece from arm to arm. Solid rows of double crochet create the sleeves, and the back pattern is worked in groups of chains and double crochet stitches. The Pima cotton yarn is soft, airy, and very comfortable. And I'm going to do my best to just show you this little picture right there of it kind of going from sleeve to sleeve. And there's another picture of it over a cute little dress. Okay. The next one is the Mod Crop Top. And it says this design is just 2 square panels sewn together. Each panel is worked in half double crochet stitches, alternating in front and back loops only, giving you an easy project that's fun to follow. Using a larger crochet hook here will make your fabric flow and not be stiff. That's a really cute pattern there. There's another picture of it. The next one is the Kobu top. And just a closer look there. This design is just 2 rectangle panels sewn together. The mesh fabric created here is best for layering, and the cotton bamboo blend gives you the design for the perfect weight and drape. All right, the next one is the Cheryl T. You'll work the front panel first and then reattach your yarn to create the back, and seams on the side will create armholes. The long color repeats in this yarn help to elevate the simple fabric created with just double crochet stitches and chain stitches. And there's another picture of that there. Okay. Now, I love this next one. I'm probably not going to pronounce it right, but Cloutier Duster. But this is it right here. I love that. That is really, really pretty. Come a little bit closer. This design is just 2 front panels and a back panel sewn together. The double knot fringe added to the sleeves and lower hem is the perfect finish. I'm going to show you a couple more pictures here of it. That is it laying out there. And then here is another picture wearing it. Really cute. All right, then we have the Colorscape Poncho. This design is constructed like the Cheryl T. It's just one long piece, but this one is left open on the sides to create a poncho. This design uses double crochet and chain stitches in a special way to create a new slanted stitch. There are more repeating rows here. Making this design is a fun challenge. And there's another really cute picture of it. All right, and then going into the next one. Now it says intriguing stitches. Easy as 1, 2, 3. If you can make a few simple stitches, these projects will be a breeze. Take each design here in a section at a time and you'll create one really fantastic piece. Each of these designs is worked in 2 or more pieces using more complex stitch variations and row repeats with some increasing and decreasing. The first one is the Sprightly Pullover. This design is worked from the neck down in 2 pieces, a front panel and a back panel, and then sewn together to complete the piece. The front panel uses a slightly different set of stitches to create that ever popular high-low look. Next is the Thor Cardigan. This is it here. This design is worked with 2 front panels and a back panel with sleeves added last. The simple wave fabric is made with a larger yarn and hook, so it's a really quick project. Come in a little bit closer for you to see. Here's another cute picture of it. And there's a picture of it just laying out flat. That's kind of a little on the blurry side. Apologize for that. Let's see if we can sharpen that up a little bit. There, that's a lot better. There you go. Okay. Next, we have the Vanessa T. This is the one that was on the front of the book. This design is worked from the neck down with 2 panels, but is but each is a different design. The seams and sleeves are added last, and the fabric truly cascades with cotton yarn. And here is the back of that. Whoops, trying to not give away the pattern there, sorry. There we go, you can kind of see the back there. And here is another picture of it. Okay. Next, we have the tempo top. And there it is right there. This design is worked from the neck down. Like the Vanessa tee, the front and back are not the same. The sleeves and seams are added last, and the long stripes of color help make the two diamond shapes on the front pop. Okay. And here is a better picture of it. Okay. Next, we have the Badlands cardigan. This design is worked in 7 pieces, a back panel, front panels, sleeves, and pockets. Every section is worked in rows, giving you an easy introduction to your first long sleeve cold weather cardigan. And again, here's another picture of it. Here's one of it laying flat. Next, we have the Sprightly Vest. This design is worked in 2 pieces, beginning with the back from the neck down and ending with the collar strip to form arm openings. Using chains, single crochets, and double crochets, the back panel fabric increases until the full width is reached. Okay. Next, we have the top stitch. I'm not sure if that's Pullman or Dolman. It is Dolman, D-O-L-M-A-N. Top stitch Dolman. You can see a little bit of a intricate design there. That is different. This design is worked from the neck down in 3 pieces, a back panel and 2 front panels. You'll decrease stitches to form the dolman style sleeves and then seam up the sides with a contrasting color for that peekaboo pop. And here's another picture of it. All right, next we have motif designs. Joining techniques mastered. Motifs are just pieces of crochet that are joined together to create one solid piece of fabric. Shaping them together with easy joins and seams will give you timeless skills and designs to wear. Each of these designs is worked by joining different shapes and styles of motifs together, using complex stitch variations worked in rounds and rows. The first one is the hawk poncho. This design is created with 2 hexagon motifs worked in joined increasing rounds. You'll find each hexagon with shoulder tabs that seam together and create a wide head opening. The self-striping yarn adds depth to the solid fabric, which is simply worked with double crochet and chain stitches. And here's a picture of it from the back side. Next we have the, is it Tana? No, excuse me, Wana Poncho. This design is worked with 4 square motifs and seamed together with slip stitches once complete. Worked in triple crochet and chain stitches, each round creates a tall open fabric. Giving 2 squares a contrasting center makes this classic granny square ultra modern. There's another picture of it. And here, there we go, is a picture of it laid out. Okay. Next, we have the Coral Kimono. This design is worked with just 2 oversized hexagon motifs. Just like granny squares, this fabric is worked in joined rounds. However, we're creating 6 distinct corners here. Once each hexagon is complete, you'll crochet the sleeves and back portions together with a really easy zigzag seam that looks gorgeous. Again, I'm trying to show you that full picture, but it is really hard to do so without showing you the pattern. Let's see if there's a better picture of it. All they're showing is the back. They're showing it from the back. But there you can see the pieces and how they get put together. Okay. And they do show this picture of it. Next, we have the Thompson Poncho. This design is worked with a series of pentagon motifs joined together as you work each one. The bottom continues the increase and decrease of the pentagon structure, but in one solid round, the collar is added last and worked in joined rounds of front and back post stitches. All right. Next, we have the Ramsdale cardigan. This is it right here. And I'm going to come a little bit closer so you can see that. Love that neckline. This design has a few parts. It's worked from the center outward in 2 pieces, beginning with a strip of granny squares joined together as you work each one. The granny square motifs really pop with this self-striping yarn, creating a lovely collar that is front and center. That is it right there. Got a couple more pictures of this one to share. And there it is again. Then we have the ZZ Twist Vest. Again, it's kind of hard to share without showing the pattern. This entire design is worked with 8-sided motifs. You'll join each motif together as you go, just like you did with the Hawk Poncho and Ramsdale Cardigan, but some motifs will join on all sides. For this pattern, pay close attention to the diagram so that you know where each motif will be joined. And this is what it looks like up close. Really cute. Okay. And it does give the diagrams. All right, top down in the round. Experience steps taken slow. Wonderful designs can be made from the neck down with the right shaping and increasing. From sweaters and ponchos to tanks and shirts, these designs have more complex instructions, but they can easily be mastered when you take it slow, just one step at a time. Each of these designs is worked from the neck down with increasing and joining rounds. Creative stitch variations and repeats are aplenty here. So the first one is the perfect poncho, and that is it right there. This pattern begins with a long chain followed by joins and increases in every round. The fabric is worked with a repeat of double crochet and chain stitches with a distinct point in the front and back. Self-striping yarn is a great fit for this layering piece. And here is another really good picture of it. And here is another really good picture of it. Okay. Next, we have the Julie Lynn Poncho. And there's a picture of it there. This pattern begins with a long chain and then joins together and increases to create the shape. Double crochet and chain stitches are used here to create a slight ruffle in the rounds. Here is another picture of it. And here is another picture of it. Next, we have the Lindsey Blouse. This is really pretty. Let me show you that top up close there. And then on the bottom there, try to get the glare off of it. This pattern begins with a long chain and then joins together and increases with a lovely open work design to create shape. The sleeves are formed simply by skipping stitches evenly on every side. This top-down blouse could not be easier to make. And here is another picture of it. And here is a picture of it laying down flat. Okay. All right, then we have the rainbow top. And that is it right there. This pattern begins with a long chain and then joins together and increases with constant color changes. The torso and each sleeve are worked in a simple stitch repeat from the top down in join rounds. And here's a picture of the collar there with the rainbow. And here is another big up close picture of it. And it looks like it has a little peacoat border to it. on the bottom there. Little peacoat stitch. And off the sleeves. All right. Then we have the Flutter Tank. And this is it here. And it says, this pattern begins with a long chain and then joins together and increases until the thin sleeves are complete. Next, the tank is constructed with a front and back panel, each worked in rows and then sewn up the sides to join. And here's another picture of it laying flat. All right. And then we have the Pistachio Poncho. And this is it right here. This pattern begins with the cowl, which is worked in rows first and then joined to form a tube. This poncho, the poncho portion is worked into the cowl, increasing in joined rounds with a variety of stitches and round repeats. And here is a picture of it laying flat. And the last one is the tweed sweater. This pattern begins with the neck, which is worked in rows with a variety of stitches in the back loops only. The sweater is worked into the neck, increasing in joined rounds with a simple stitch repeat. The sleeves are added last in joined rounds and can be easily adjusted in length. And here is another picture of it. Okay. And that completes all the patterns that are in her Salena Baca's Crochet Tops, 26 Simple Patterns for First-Time Sweaters, Shrugs, Ponchos, and More. Again, this is a new book. It didn't come out until February of this year, 2022. And again, Salena Baca is the author of 2 Simple Shapes, 26 Crochet Cardigans, Tops, and Sweaters, which I have also did a video on. And My Crocheted Closet, Crochet in a Day, and Crochet for Christmas. She resides in Bend, Oregon, happily spreading the joy of crochet far and wide. Again, I purchased this book off of Amazon, and I do believe I paid, it says $24.95, and I'm pretty sure that's what I paid for this book, because again, it's a brand new book. So, well, I hope you enjoyed looking through this book and giving yourself a better insight of what is in this book and deciding whether or not this is a book that you need to add to your craft library. If you enjoyed this video, whether you're going to get the book or not, I would appreciate you giving me a joy thumbs up so that other people can find this video and determine if this book needs to be in their library. Well, thank you again for joining me. Be joyful, stay crafty in your own way, make your own joyful creations, and above everything else, be humble and kind, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.